Hello, this is a review slash walk around for the 2021 Musician motorcycle, Chinese 250 Enduro. It's a clone of a Honda. That's not in the US actually, but it's been a pretty good bike. I have about 1,000 miles on it now, and one thing that you really need to change right away is that chain that's on it. I stretched it out really bad. I adjusted it 4 times and that was it before the sprocket started going. Put a Japanese chain on it, and I think I've tightened it up once since. The drivetrain on it's pretty solid. I've definitely went up and down some hills on it. You'll see some of the other videos on this page. I put an LED headlight in it. It's a gold LED. It's pretty sweet. And the spark arrestor that's inside the exhaust, you pop these 3 screws out here, and you have a spark arrestor in there which will let it run in the forest for forest service use under a street legal condition anyway. But I pulled that spark arrestor off, which is a pretty fine, shallow screen, and it did have some resistance. And once I pulled that off and put the exhaust back together, probably gained horsepower, maybe a couple horsepower out of it. Definitely sounds better. Definitely has a little bit more pull than it did before. I've been really hard on this machine. I have the original tires on it that it comes with, and they're alright. But Bridgestone makes a monster. I want to get sometime next year or two. I've done a couple little mods to it. Have Japanese ignition coil put on it, NGK cap, little mods here and there. Haven't really had to do a whole lot to it. Besides, one of the other things that I had problems with was the speedo and tach. I took the stock thing on it off. Actually, it's just a speedo and odometer in kilometers. But I took the stock thing off of it and I put these on it. And I'm going to tell you now, whatever you do, do not get them. I think I paid some ridiculous $22 for them. And the thing worked for 4 days or so, and then it was jumping all over the place, 15-20 miles per hour, positive and negative. And now it's flat dead now completely. The seller even refunded me a partial refund, and it's still not worth it. But I modded out the original bracket, did some welding, and made this one work here. Pretty sweet. I just need to encapsulate this gear shift LED and put it somewhere down there, which I don't really use it. I have a little Bluetooth speaker up here on top. I do run a little GoPro camera too up top here, and makes it really nice when you get out, especially if you're doing some crazy riding. The plastic, one other thing, the plastic on the headlight is terrible. I'll probably end up replacing the headlight. I had to fix this part already, right here where the bolt goes. It was cracked, but quick, easy fix, but it's just ridiculously brittle. There's really not any flexibility to it at all. I've done 3 oil changes on it now. I'm about ready for my 4th oil change, and I did the first one after a couple hundred miles, and it's doing pretty good. I really can't complain. Gas mileage is amazing on it. It just goes and goes and goes. I think I can get 3 rides out, a few hours at least on a tank, solid. And when I got the thing, it had some of the paint that had got up here on the seat, and man, I'm telling you, that stuff, I haven't even wanted to try and take it off. I'm afraid I'll rip the vinyl up because it's on there pretty good. But other than that, it's pretty solid machine. Rear disc brakes, I've been pretty solid on them, and they're still doing really good. Japanese chain, I put an EK chain on it once again. Threw some little lights under here, some LEDs. You can't see them, it lights up at night time, but it's overall, it's been a decent bike. Besides the plastic's really cheap on it. Just can't get over how cheap the plastic is on it. And there's a thing with these turn signal caps. They don't have screws in them. They just clip in. Literally, they just pop right in. And they pop right out too, apparently, because I'm missing one. Rear fender, within the first 2 weeks I had the thing, all I did is climb a few hills, and I don't know where it went. I've never seen it again. It's gone. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. I'll get it back up to where it needs to be. But I hope you enjoyed the review. Oh yeah, I did put an alarm on it also. Has a real simple alarm. I took it apart and built it into it. It's kind of a necessity nowadays in this world we're living in. But hope you all enjoyed the review, and happy trails, happy riding, be safe, and God bless.